Social Doc, interview 21, take one. Wow.
Hi, I'm Tony Pickman, and I lived in the infamous Sallie house. Going through what I experienced would, to me, be similar to a soldier going through shell shock. I mean, there was one night in particular when I was up in the master bedroom trying to fall asleep when it seemed to be a reoccurring experience. I would hear scratching in the walls behind the headboard, pounding in the walls. Every time I'd close my eyes, I would hear this whispering, which sounded like 7 people at one time trying to talk to you at once. I could never make out their name. I made out a couple names that I really don't like to say because they're, not good names. And one day in particular, I down at the end of the bed, I start seeing a fog, kind of what looked like dust particles in the window, but it started getting dark and taking shape, and it took shape of a elderly woman, probably in her 60s. Did not look happy, and she floated over to my side of the bed, and I say floated because I didn't see legs, and she just kind of moved real slowly over. When she got to me, she just all at once reached out like she was gonna grab me and shouted the words, "I'm gonna." And as soon as she did that, the room went haywire. I had a tall boy dresser that lifted up probably a good 2 inches, completely spun around and set back down. The dresser drawers on each side of the bed opened and slammed shut. The closet or the door to the bedroom slammed shut, and I literally oozed out of bed. I was so scared. I never been so scared in my life that I couldn't scream. This all took place in Sallie house from about probably 1993 is I believe when it started, and probably till about 94. We were just going on 2 years when we were in the house, and it was just the longest 2 years of my life. I feel like going through this whole experience, I could just, close the doors and shut myself in somewhere and never talk about it. But not only does it help me, mentally to talk about it and share it, but to come to events like this and other events where you can talk about it with other paranormal people, it really opens up things. And I'm hoping, by me talking about it, I might be able to save somebody from going through this, because I really think people need to know that there is evil out there. There are hauntings that can be overwhelming and you have no control over, and we dedicate probably, I would say, a good week a month, or a week every 2 months, I would say, going to conventions like this to share our story, because I was nervous at first, coming out talking about it, but the more I do, I'm finding out the response has been great. And I've had several people come up and just say, you've changed something in our life. You've really helped us, and that's kind of what I'd love to do, because when I was going through it, there was no help. There was nobody to reach out to. I didn't even know who to talk to that had been through the same thing, and to maybe sit down with somebody that's going through it and they can understand that you can get through this, you can make it through it, you'll be all right. It's got to be a help, and I'm hoping somehow through these things I can help somebody. When it comes to other paranormal or supernatural, effects, you're talking, there's people claim to see Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, things like that. Who am I to doubt them? I mean, I didn't believe in the paranormal or ghosts myself, and look what happened to me. So I don't discredit anybody. I'm sure people laugh at me, and I know to this day think, he's full of, but no, I'm not going to discredit anybody. I was a non-believer too, and look what happened. So, more power to them. I believe, through the movies that have been made about the Sallie house and different television shows, there's some things I would have changed, but I do understand, in our day and time, unless they do something to strike interest and you see something, you're not going to watch it if it's boring. So I know the TV, and they're going to have their own liberties, and it's just a route they got to take. But I think so far, the way we've been portrayed and everything has been pretty on the money. So I don't have any complaints. I honestly would have to say no. I paid a heavy toll what I went through. The stress has just been unbelievable. But you know, I'm not going to waste my time worrying about that. I've gone through it. I've experienced it, and now it's time to I want to turn it around. You know, I want to make it pay now. Maybe I can help some people through this, and well, you know, it's our chance to turn it around. This has affected my life. This whole Sallie house experience. It has brought me so much closer to God. Before, you know, you hear about evil, but until you live through something like this and you experience evil on a first-hand level and see some of the things I've saw, you don't really know how bad it can be. And the only way that I could deal with it was, you know, thankfully the help of God. I believe that's what got me out alive, because I felt evil and I saw some things that I hope nobody ever has to see again.